This is a quick video demo of the Zoom iQ5. Hi, Dan from Your Diary. We've been doing a lot more video here on the site and plan to be doing even more. And along the way, we've been trying to figure out the best combination of equipment to use, which will be easy to set up, easy to use, easy to process, but also yield good results. Good results both with the video and with the audio. And in fact, when I went back and looked at some of the early videos that I shot, both the video and the audio on it make me really want to shudder. So, we've been slowly trying to up our game here and give better results for you to watch. And it's been a bit of a challenge. And here's why. For example, I've been using the Sony RX100 and the Sony NEX6 for quite a while. They take great pictures. They also shoot really, really good video. The problem is that the audio doesn't match up with the video most of the time. The microphones on these are functional, they're passable, but they're really not great. So for this one, there's no way to actually use an external microphone. On the NEX6, there's actually a hot shoe, so I actually bought the microphone that is a good attachment, and it does get better results, it does yield better results, but they're really not as good as what I want, and they're not as consistent as I really want. So these are good in a pinch, but not ideal for what we want to do. There's an option, and the option is to use a camera to shoot the video and then to use an external audio source, as a lot of people do and as professionals do, and to sync up the audio. So you can use something like this. This is the Zoom H2N, and it actually records to an SD card. So you record the video with one device, you record the audio with another device, and then you sync up the results on your computer, and it's not difficult. It's just another step. Requires the right tools and requires a little bit of finesse and a little bit of experience. So you can use this as a totally separate audio source, and then you have to import two different files. Or you can use something like the Blue Microphone Spark Digital, and you can actually simply connect it directly to your computer and record the audio to the computer as you're recording the video separately, and then again sync them up. You can use this. You want something a little bit smaller and a little bit more portable, you can also use something like this. This is the Sampson Meteor Mic, and it also offers the ability to connect it to a computer and go that route. There's another option, and the other option has to do with the video camera most of us already have. It's called our smartphone. My iPhone 5S takes great video. My iPod Touch actually takes really good video, as do my iPads. And in fact, I'm shooting this on my iPod Touch right now. So you can shoot the video with that. The problem there is that even the noise canceling microphone on the iPhone 5S is passable at best. It doesn't give great results. So what you can do is either record separately and sync up the audio and the video, or you can actually take something like the Spark Digital from Blue Microphone, and it actually comes with two cables, and you can connect it directly to your iOS device. Now this one initially shipped with a 30-pin connector, so I would use an adapter 30-pin to Lightning to use it with my iPhone, iPod Touch, or my iPad. But you can now actually get a cable which is a microphone to Lightning connector. So you can simply connect it to your iOS device, have the microphone here, and capture your audio that way. It's a good solution, not ideal, but it's a good solution. There's another option. You can use something like this Technica Lavalier mic, connect it to the headphone microphone jack on your iOS device, wear it and use that, and it works pretty well. The problem there is that you also need to have an adapter. That's an additional expense. And then you need to make sure that all the connections are solidly set, that the microphone is on, and that may sound like a small minor thing, but about half of the videos that I've shot using this system actually don't have audio. So as much as I was careful, it didn't work, and then I had to go back and reshoot, and there's nothing more frustrating. Okay, there's more frustrating, but there's very little that's as frustrating as having to shoot a video 2, 3, 4 times. There's another option, and that option is the new Zoom iQ5. This is a microphone that is designed to work with iOS devices with a Lightning connector. In fact, it's what's on my iPod Touch right now. So I'm going to disconnect it so we can see the device on camera, but also you'll be able to actually hear the difference between the iPod Touch with the Zoom iQ5 and the iPod Touch without it. So I've now disconnected the Zoom iQ5 so you can hear the audio being picked up natively by the iPod Touch, and also we can take a look at it. So you have here the Lightning connector. Here on the side you have your gain control. Over here you have a mini USB port so you can charge your device as you're using it, and also a headphone jack so you can monitor the audio as you're shooting it. This is great because it means that if you're out and about and shooting, you can connect this to an external battery pack and you can keep your iOS device charged as you're shooting, and it'll last obviously a lot longer. Right here you have the audio capture, the way that it's set. This is a stereo microphone with a mid stereo and side, so you can pick up a wide spread, and this controls how wide or how narrow the stereo pickup is on this. And then over here you've got your gain control, off, limit, or auto gain. In addition, you can actually rotate the microphone so that you can have it this way with the red ball there, and if you have it connected to your iOS device, you can be recording somebody this way. If you're using it to capture video the way I was, you rotate it and then you rotate it around so that the red dot is pointing toward you, and then it captures stereo audio as you're videotaping. So let me plug this back in. We'll talk a little bit about why I think this is great and also where the downsides are. So it's plugged back in and you can hopefully hear the difference in the audio that's being captured. It's a really nice solution and it's easy to use. Two downsides with it. The $100 device, it's a little bit under $100. It's actually a really good price for this, and it adds for $100 or less than, adds a good way to capture audio, and you don't need to go pick up a separate video camera because you want better audio with your camera. The problem is that it's $100 and it doesn't come with any sort of a carrying case. The body of it and the joints around the metal microphone area are plastic. And if you throw this in your gear bag, it's going to break within a day or two, I have a feeling. So it should come with something to keep it protected, because this is the type of accessory that's designed to be with you on the go and then be able to pull it out and use it whenever you want. There's no way to carry it and to keep it protected. That's a shortcoming. That's a downside. And I hope that they'll change that, or at least sell a separate carrying case for it that'll protect it in your gear bag. That's a minor issue compared to the bigger issue. The bigger issue is the lightning connector is so short that it doesn't work with most cases. In fact, I shot this video the first time with a case on the iPod Touch that I thought would actually allow access to the connection and allow it to connect, and I had to reshoot it because it was not seated properly, and the audio caught for the video was actually the audio from the iPod Touch the whole time. Bigger issue. Here's my iPhone. If I want to use my iPhone, this is my Element case. It's not a huge thick case here, but it actually keeps the connection from taking place. It keeps the connection from working. So if I wanted to use my iPhone with the Zoom iQ5, I need to actually take the case off of it. That's a headache and a half. It could be solved by either having the design of it allow for the port to be thinner and longer in whatever way they wanted to do that, or by including an extension that can be popped on when necessary. As it stands, if I'm out and about for the day, this and the iQ5 are not compatible. I have to actually unscrew the case, take it off in order to use it. It's a huge shortcoming on an otherwise really great accessory for your iOS device. If you want to capture good video with your iOS device and have the audio to match it, you're going to want to check out the Zoom iQ5. It is just under $100. It's available now. Please take a moment before you leave to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to like this video, and check out the full review over on GearDiary.com. This is Dan for Gear Diary. Thanks very much for watching.